Pokemon is one of the most well-known and successful franchises in the video game industry, but the design decisions that developers made in the more recent titles have been somewhat questionable. There are a lot of videos talking about mistakes made in the Pokemon games, but nobody seems to do anything about it. Well, I'm here to fix that. I'm going to actually develop a game that is what Pokemon should have always been. But before that, let's talk about the elements from Pokemon games that hook us up in the first place. Something that differentiates Pokemon from other games is the ability of completing the story in your own way. Let me explain. There is a predetermined path for completing the story. You battle the gyms in a certain order, defeat the evil team at certain moments, catch the legendary Pokemon, and beat the Elite Four. But every player does that with his own Pokemon team. And since you can choose what Pokemon are in your team, you can make your own version of the story. And that is awesome, because it means that as a player, you really feel the hero of your own story. I've watched some videos on this topic complaining about the battle system. But for me, that is something that I like about the Pokemon games. Pokemon is a turn-based game, so if you want to play more realistic battles, just play Smash or Pokemon Tournament DX. In addition to this, over the years, Game Freak has added new mechanics to the battles that keep them interesting and enjoyable. So whoever says that Pokemon battles are rock, paper, scissors clearly hasn't played competitive Pokemon. With abilities, items, IVs, EVs, terrains, weather, and buffs, things get very complex very fast. So maybe the poor AI, single battles, and under-level NPCs is what makes the game feel easy and one-dimensional. But we'll talk about that later. When I was a kid, Pokemon games were easy overall, but had some difficult challenges. I remember being stuck for days at the Articuno Cave in Pokemon Red. But that's okay, because it forced me to explore the world and find the solution. In this case, I needed to find the HM strength and resolve the cave's puzzle. And it felt very satisfying when I finally found Articuno. Nowadays, the Pokemon games have no challenge at all. According to Game Freak, Pokemon is a children's game, and therefore it should be easy to complete. And they also must think that kids are stupid. I'm sure most of us remember losing a bunch of times against Whitney's Miltank or Norman's Slacking. And that's totally okay. As kids, we learn to adapt and even train our Pokemon to overcome these challenges. And it felt great to beat them. But the more recent titles make you feel indifferent, as if you don't deserve the rewards. And that is because you have done nothing special to achieve them. The game just gave them to you. One of the greatest things of all Pokemon games is exploration. The map, the main story, and the routes were designed to encourage the player to explore the world. For instance, this cave in the first-gen games was completely optional. You could perfectly beat the game without ever entering there. But for the curious players who decided to explore it, there was a juicy reward. In there, you could find around level 30 Dugtrio encounters, which is a very over-level Pokemon at that point of the game. Also, being a ground type, offered your team a considerable advantage against the next gym, which is electric type. But in Sword and Shield, the routes are linear. There are almost no side paths. The only exception is the wild area. Exploring it is great, but the game doesn't let you catch over-leveled Pokemon, which is a mistake in my opinion. In addition to this, The long and boring cutscenes are frustrating to watch, and losing control makes players lose interest in the story. At this point, you're probably wondering, what do I have in mind for this game that I'm developing? To put it simple, I'm going to unleash the full potential of everything that Pokemon games do well, and fix the stuff in which they fail. I also want to take into consideration Nuzlockers, speedrunners, and competitive players when making the game. First of all, the game is intended to be a fully open world. This fits perfectly with the story and exploration parts of the game. So for the story, you will make your own story. That's right. You can choose the order of the gyms if you want to defeat the evil team, and when will you face the Elite Four and the champion. Maybe you want to go straight to the champion right at the beginning of the game, and that's fine, you choose. But it won't be easy to beat him, believe me. He's going to have level 100 monsters. You can do the gyms in whatever order you wish, as their level will increase as you collect more badges. You can even choose to not do some gyms, which will make it interesting for speedrunners. That's the full potential of Pokemon games. You make your own story. And by the way, you're not going to be a 10-year-old kid who wants to fulfill his dreams of becoming champion. The story will be much more deep and mature. But I won't spoil it, at least for now. For the cutscenes, I will try to have as few as possible, using other narrative elements as a substitute. If you like exploration, there will be plenty of areas to explore and juicy rewards for the ones that take the time. Remember, you decide how you want to play the game. For the difficulty, the game won't be easy. First of all the trainer battles will be doubles, leaving single battles just for wild encounters. I'm still thinking about this, but it is possible that the game will have some sort of permadeath, maybe with some specific hard to find items you can use to revive your monsters, although I will probably put the option to reset a fight if one of your monsters die. You can't overlevel your monsters more than the next gym leader, and the NPCs won't be stupid. I want to work in a good AI system that is able to learn from your decisions, predict your next move, and adapt to your battle style. And to top it all off, I want to give the player control over the rules. So you can choose if you want full permadeath, how many monsters you can catch per area, items usage limitations, and much more. I know all of you can overcome these challenges. And last but not least, I want to talk about the competitive part of the game. I myself am a competitive Pokemon player, and I know all the inconveniences for playing competitive Pokemon. If I want to build a new team just to test it, I have to go to Pokemon Showdown and test it there. Why? I know breeding has gotten better over the years, but I personally think it is still very inconvenient and time consuming. What if we had an NPC that can train your Pokemon as you wish? With EVs, IVs, moves, ability and items of your choice. Or even one that sells you Pokemon already trained. Of course, this would have some constraints. First, you will need to catch the monster before the NPC can even offer it to you. Second, maybe you need to have the hidden ability unlocked if you want it. And third, there will be 0% chance of getting a shiny monster. Speaking about shinies, why do Pokemon have only one shiny form? Why not 2 or 3? The first one being relatively easy to get and the other ones with very small chances. I think that would be awesome. For me, this would be the perfect Pokemon game. And I am proud to announce that I have already started the development and uploaded the first devlog. So go check it out if you're interested. My plan is to develop a demo of the game, then let you play it and tell me how it feels. If you like it, maybe I could develop the whole game, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So what do you think? Please leave your opinion in the comment section and tell me if you agree or disagree with me and what would you do differently. Also, would you be interested in playing my game? Other than that, thanks for watching and I hope to see you soon.